Luna was a network that had a lot of transactions, correct?
Yeah. I mean, people were building apps on Luna.
Yeah. So it had a good UI, UX. And then they had this like stable coin that underpinned it so that you could use crypto, you could invest in the network, but it had dollars on the network. But what backed the dollars? The value of the network. Oh, the value of the network got overinflated. And then they put reserves into different things that actually weren't held up to. And then this is what happens is that if people trust a dollar to be a dollar, and that's why Janet Yellen got involved. I've been jumping around a bit.
Well, we don't know it for
No,
sure.
she mentioned-
She announced that she also
wants
said
regulations on stable coins.
she also said stable coins are not a threat yet. A systemic. She said that they're not a systemic threat yet to
But
the
at the
dollar.
same time, Tether smidged off of their peg.
Yeah, there's
That's
a
scary.
little scare off Tether off there for a little bit, but a lot of people.
There were the Joker memes, you know. It's like, yeah, these stable coins backed off of nothing, and everyone's okay. But suddenly it depegs, and everybody goes crazy.
Well, it's like,
dude, when you see the stable coin go off the peg, you're like, this is gonna be. It made me feel a bit sick.
I don't feel.
We're a bit removed.
I mean, I
from
wasn't
it is a
like
big crash. A lot of people lost a lot.
Well, people say deep peg. It went from like 99 or like $1 to 0.995. Like at that doesn't scare me for a deep peg.
For Tether, but do you know? Okay, let's check right now. It's on the Sunday. UST. What's it at?
Well, UST is done. It's like 20 cents.
Well,
so the thing is, like, Luna went from 100. You know, this
0.1752.
No, it's like when this was happening, I was kind of thinking like, oh, maybe Luna's too big to fail. It will repeg, right? Like, it's a top 10 coin. It has over 20 billion market cap. Like, it literally went to zero. No coin is safe.
We need to get somebody from like the team in India to find when we were talking about how it was a Ponzi.
Yeah, I remember I bought a couple Luna just to like, play around with the
That's
network.
like when I did S-Dog.
Yeah, that was like $200. $200.
It's a weird thing. It's a weird thing. I haven't made it or anything, but like there are things that are going okay, and you survive, and that's what people say is just survive. But a lot of people actually lost everything they had. I personally know one guy who's like, he was into crypto. He's from the US, but lived in Germany for a long time and has been traveling and living lavish because he was big into crypto, NFTs as well, living in Dubai. And he's like, I'm going to have to change my financial decisions.
That's correct. Like,
and I don't know if it's 5 or 6 figures. And I'm not trying to flex, but I'm like it's not that he's like my guy, but I know of a person that he had a lot in Luna.
People are like 7 figures down to zero, basically. It's crazy.
It went down over 90% 4 days in a row. And so then it was kind of funny because I actually love KSI. And I think he's really good for in entertainment and enjoyment. I don't know if you guys know this guy. He does Beerus, a rap song. He was a YouTuber. He used to play
Logan Paul
twice. And he got really into crypto and he likes leverage.
This
dude put 2.8 million into Luna.
Did he short it or
no? He put 2.8 million. So it was, I think, 4 days in a row where Luna just kept hammering down. And what people didn't understand is the tokenomics. So this is one thing that I wanted to get into for a brief moment, where what happens is that UST is backed by Luna and the reserves. And if the reserves aren't filled, what happens is that they keep increasing the supply of Luna and selling it to try to refill the coffers.
But also too, so no matter the price of UST, you can only sell 1 UST for
$1 worth of Luna.
So people were just buying UST and then selling for Luna, and then selling for profit, and then just arbitraging that cycle over and over again. So it was
and
like
then you
chaos.
short it,
Yeah.
and then you short it,
Yeah.
and people kept shorting it into the ground. It was like a death spiral.
Well,
Everybody who shorted make tons of money.
So there was a tweet going where he was like, my friend put a $300 short, 50x leverage, and made 600,000.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
Like, does it keep going down? But then you try to knife catch on the way up, where you're like, this is the bottom, it's going to go up. But what they didn't understand is the tokenomics, where it's like, what they keep doing is they keep increasing the supply to sell Luna to replace the dollar. And if Luna's at $100, you sell one Luna and you replace $100. But the price just kept going down and down. And then they increase the supply. Some people say, oh, Luna back to 100. They don't understand the idea of unit bias and supply. So the supply is like multiple levels of magnitude higher now.
Yeah, now it's hyperinflated, where it's like they try to. So,
it's at a fraction of a penny.
So that like deflated the price, right? So it's like 0.000. There's like
it was 7 zeros, and then it went back up to 3 zeros.
Yeah, so it's basically it was
some people are, if you catch the bottom,
degenerates.
Yeah, but KSI put in at 2.8 million. He was like, it's like $3. This is the bottom. Well, and then it went down to like,
people try to long it while it was dropping because they
with
didn't
leverage
because it's like, oh, it's gonna bounce back up, but they didn't understand the tokenomics, so they just like lost money.
So now it's become a meme coin.
Yeah, so people bought at the bottom.
Yeah, the supply is so inflated though. People are like, it used to be at 100. Like, why can't it get back?
And maybe if it gets to $1, then we'll be rich or something.
Well, so if it got back to $100 with the amount of inflation in the supply, it would be $400 trillion.
Yeah.
So imagine before Luna had a supply of like 100, but now it has a supply of 1 million, and people are like, if it gets back to $100, and it's like, dude, that's like the entire world economy. And then someone was like, oh, dude, like, what if we all sold the entire world to repeg?
It's like Kanye, where when he was on Rogan, he was like, how much does the earth cost? I'm going to buy the whole earth and become king. Like, what if we all buy
what if we all just sold everything in the entire world to rebalance the peg and make everyone whole?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, if you bought the bottom, I actually saw it at the bottom. It was like 408.
I was considering throwing $100 here or there.
4 zeros and then 8. And
they suspended trading. And now the issue is
what happened. So apps like people who were like lending Luna, and they were using a Chainlink price feed. Like the Chainlink price feed, actually like had their like failsafe activated, or like the circuit breaker, where it was like it hit a minimum point, and then the price feed paused because it was like too volatile. And then so in their docs they're like, oh, this you should pause trading when this happens. But people didn't realize that it was gonna keep going, and then people exploited the paused Chainlink price feed on that platform and exploited those protocols.
Exchanges suspended trading.
Well, yeah, KuCoin and the main ones did, but like the lending protocols that actually you could collateralize, use Luna as collateral, like they exploited even more because the Chainlink price feeds were paused because it like hit a stipulation in the smart contract that it got to this low price. So
I mean, honestly, it was a really crazy test of the systems, and we had seen some FUD of certain exchanges, and there were a lot of exchanges that paused trading. And then what you worry about is OTC deals among these whales. And then apparently what happens is that they all just call each other. It's just like a tiny group of people. And instead of like the Federal Reserve or like Lehman Bros, it's the new oligarchs. And the thing about it is, apparently the reserves of Bitcoin that Luna had are sitting on an account with Gemini, with the Winklevi. And so there's about over 1 billion. There's a lot of people that lost everything.
That's a rumor. Though,
No,
right?
it's confirmed. It's confirmed that the Do Kwon Bitcoin reserves are with Gemini. And people are wondering where they are. The police are after him.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Well, like,
yeah.
Like investors, like in Korea.
People that lost everything. There were a lot of suicides.
They were.
Please get help if you're thinking about it. Look, it's just money. You can make it back. You know, like.
It might take a while, but you can make it back. Don't use leverage stuff.
Well, the UST thing, though, that was the big issue, is that it was supposed to be tied to the dollar. It was supposed to be safe. And it was the best. So that was the whole thing. You get the best returns on your stable dollar coins. That was tempting. But was it sustainable?
No. I mean, people knew it wasn't sustainable back in probably like March or February when they announced that they're doing a refill where there
were warning signs.
There's definitely warning signs that this wasn't sustainable.
Well, and then when I thought when they started getting Bitcoin as reserves, I was like, red light. What if Bitcoin goes to zero? Do you have enough dollars?
Yeah, I didn't see it as a red light.
I saw just red lights. I was like, now you're just a venture firm.
Yeah.
Really? What? Okay. What are you even
buying Bitcoin?
It's the same as Wonderland, where it's like, okay, what are you investing in next? GG Bet Swap or like crypto dick butts?
Yeah.
Is this just some fun for you guys to like throw money around? Is it $1 or is it not $1?
Yeah,
it's a fractional amount of Bitcoin.